correct some factual inaccuracies which have been conveyed by members of the government. No one will be surprised about that. And there are two in particular I'd like to turn the House's attention to. The first is the spurious claim that National has magicked 8.7% wage growth since it's come to office. And I want to just look into those numbers for the benefit of the House. 8.3, well, you'll see that's far off the mark. The other is that Kiwis are somehow $25 a week better off through paying more GST. But let's look at the first one first. You know, I was interested that the National Party seems to be repeating this claim that somehow Kiwis are 8.3% better off in real terms since they got elected. And that doesn't feel right, does it? Everybody knows the recovery's not happening. Everybody knows the government's got no plan. And nobody's feeling better off. So where did the number come from? Well, we had the research unit have a bit of a look at it, and here's what they've told us so far. The 8.3% includes Labor's tax cuts in Budget 2008. So they've counted the policies of the last Labor government as part of the credit for the National Administration. Well, that's the best way I know to say, Labor, you did a really good job and we're sorry we got elected and you didn't get the chance to keep doing it because we're going to count your policies as our gain. Well, interestingly, of course, it follows that that's not wage growth at all. In the context that an ordinary New Zealander would understand it, that's net wages after tax. So, sir, if you correct those anomalies and put Labor's policies into Labor's total and National's policies in National's total, where, sir, do the numbers go to? Very instructive. The National Senior Whip might care to listen to this because it'll be big in the Bay. Correcting the total, National can claim at most only around 4% of net wage growth. Labor has at least 6.3%, but even that, sir, seems a huge stretch of the imagination. We know at least 6.3% real under Labor, and this National government is nowhere near it. So talk about slipperiness, Mr. Speaker. My youngest child just got given a book by a friend called The Wonky Donkey. It's a lovely book, but every time I see it, I see the Shonky Jonky. The Shonky Jonky is the leader of a party that would take Labor's tax cuts and count them into National's wage growth. Ridiculous. Well, how about the second claim? That somehow New Zealanders are $25 a week better off after this budget. Well, I ask you, sir, how could that be true? Because GST takes $2.1 billion off them, and there are about $1.95 billion of tax cuts back, but a third of those go to the top 5%. So what's the average Kiwi got? They are worse off until 2014. We think $30 to $50 a week worse off. Why? Because there's going to be 5.9% inflation, according to the government's own budget forecasts, next year. That means with 2% wage growth and 6% inflation, people will go backwards. It's not difficult. It's not difficult to work it out. In fact, on our numbers, they go backwards until after the 2014 election. So National's saying, we're going to put GST up now and you're going to pay more and have less to put on the grocery bill every year until 2 elections away. 2 elections away, 2 elections away. What are New Zealanders supposed to do in the meantime if they can't pay the rent, the power bill, the rates and food? That is why, sir, at the very least, our SOP gives people relief from the increase in GST on their rates for this year by saying it will not apply until the next financial year, and that reduces the compliance costs of doing funny money changeovers in the middle of the year. Funny money changeovers like the other funny money changeovers in the 28-page tidy-up SOP that the minister's had to, with his tail between his legs, bring to the House to beg for mercy today. beg for mercy because it's a mess. It was a bad idea. It's been badly implemented. It's a shocker.
Stuart Nash.